If everybody else in Washington's playing by a different set of rules and you're like, this is against the rules, cool. Yeah, we know. We all know. Everybody here, everybody in the audience, go do something, please. Please fucking do something. Real Americans are going to the streets. Real Americans are doing real things. Please, for the love of God, go do something. All right, sounds like it's live now. Looks like it. Let's see what Jen sent here.
This is a case of the very worst among us attacking the very best of us. The work USAID does is vital to all Americans. Agency employees stationed here in the capital region and in posts around the world work hand in hand with our military.
W. Jen in the chat.
To counter terrorism.
I was muted.
And to stabilize dangerous regions. They monitor and they fight diseases like Ebola and bird flu to prevent them from coming to the United States. And they work with U.S. companies to provide life-saving medical care and food assistance for children. Through these activities and others, USAID has been an invaluable pillar of U.S. foreign policy and projecting American power overseas. Its elimination only helps our adversaries, Russia and China, who want to see our global influence reduced at any cost. It's no coincidence then that Elon Musk, the world's wealthiest man with billions of dollars of investment in China, is doing China's bidding. Lastly, what Trump and Musk have done is not only wrong, it's illegal. USAID was established by an act of Congress, and it can only be disbanded by an act of Congress. Stopping this will require action by the courts and for Republicans to show up and show courage and stand up for our country.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Further, I'm urging my fellow Democrats to use every legislative tool we have at our disposal to slow down and stop this crime from succeeding. We're here to shine a light on this. You see the wonderful people that are here with us. Let me give you my good friend, Senator Chris Van Hollen.
Thank you, Don. Well, thank you. Thank you to Don Beyer and all of our colleagues gathered here and all of you who are here at this moment of a clear and present danger for the future of our country. Make no mistake, this effort by Elon Musk and so-called DOGE to shut down the Agency for International Development is an absolute gift to our adversaries, to Russia, to China, to Iran and others, because AID is an essential instrument of U.S. foreign policy and U.S. national security policy. So this has nothing to do with making the U.S. government more efficient and everything to do with aiding and abetting our adversaries around the world. If you doubt that for a moment, listen to what the former president and Putin crony Medvedev just put out on X. Quote, smart move by Elon Musk, referring to shutting down AID. Former Russian president and stooge of Vladimir Putin. This is also a huge gift to the PRC. And it's interesting that Vivek Ramaswamy, who was originally the Elon Musk co-pilot on Doge, is no longer here. But here's what he said just a year or so ago. Quote, Tesla is increasingly beholden to China. I have no reason to think that Elon won't jump like a circus monkey when Xi Jinping calls in the hour of need, unquote.
I forgot about that.
Went on to refer to Musk as a Chinese puppet, and then posted on X that the U.S. needs leaders who aren't in China's pocket. This is Vivek Ramaswamy, who had been originally,
what the fuck's King Charles
one of the
doing there?
co-chairs at this so-called Doge.
Tell me this isn't King Charles behind him here?
Recently installed Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, had this to say a number of years ago with respect to Elon Musk and Tesla. Quote, right after President Biden signed Senator Rubio's Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act into law, at Tesla opened a store in Xinjiang. He went on to say nationless corporations are helping the Chinese Communist Party cover up genocide and slave labor in the region, unquote. That is Secretary Rubio. And as we speak, he is allowing Elon Musk to essentially take over AID. This is a corrupt abuse of power that is going on. As my colleague said, it's not only a gift to our adversaries, but trying to shut down the Agency for International Development by executive order is plain illegal. It is illegal. Elon Musk may get to be dictator of Tesla, but he doesn't, and he may try to play dictator here in Washington, D.C., but he doesn't get to shut down the Agency for International Development. Now, as
He
we're
sure
speaking,
he sure does.
at a federal,
He does if Republicans don't find some balls, though. I mean, I appreciate this tough talk from Democrats, I do, but like, what are you going to do? How are you going to stop it? This is going to take Republicans getting some semblance of courage.
court, at the district court, right down the road, there's an ongoing hearing. I don't know if it's over yet. About the earlier effort of the Trump administration to stop federal grants around the country to communities and people in need. There's a stay on that, and then in Rhode Island, the Attorney General's got a TRO on that. So what you're seeing here with respect to AID is a continuing effort around those illegal actions. Now, over the weekend, I had multiple conversations with lawyers, and I want to commend all the lawyers who are working on upholding the rule of law here, including Democracy Forward, which is an organization that helped file the lawsuit pending right now in the D.C. District Court. I am confident that when they look into this, and they are looking into this, that they will also file suits to hold the Trump administration and Elon Musk accountable. This is a clear violation of our law. Finally, let me just say a word to all the men and women and employees who work with AID. Thank you for your service to the United States of America. And we have all asked the authorities at AID, we've made multiple calls, to allow us just to enter the building in AID when this press conference is over, simply to talk to the civil servants at AID, those who may be in the building. As you know, they were told not to come in. But we would like to see firsthand what is happening to this essential agency that does such good work on the American.
Go in the buildings. Go. There we go. Go occupy the buildings yourself, Congress. Go in there.
People. So to our colleagues at AID and across the government, stay strong. We have your back. We will do everything in our power in the Senate and the House to stop this outrage. And in the meantime, since we don't have many Republican colleagues who want to help us, we are doing everything we can with our colleagues through the courts to make sure that we uphold the rule of law, stop this illegal shutdown of AID, and stop the other illegal actions around the government. Let me now bring up a really good colleague of mine, known him for years. He now he's now the ranking member of the Oversight Committee in the House of Representatives. He knows AID and foreign policy as well as anybody, better than most. Jerry Connolly. All right.
Raskin dresses like shit. I appreciate that. I want my congressman to dress like shit. I like that.
We're here today not only to fight for federal employees.
Yeah, it should have been AOC. You're right.
Every day to a humanitarian task. We are here to save lives because that is what AID does. You name it, AID is there. In the fight against HIV, in the fight to protect the Uyghur population in China, in the fight to protect refugees, in the fight to make sure that there's food security everywhere. AID is there. It is the lead development agency in the world. And no one elected Elon Musk to dismantle it. We are going to fight in every way we can. In the courts, in public opinion, with the bully
Not punch
pulpit,
somebody, dude.
in the halls of Congress, and here.
Get in a fist fight. If you're gonna don't say every way you can. If you're not gonna go punch John Wayne, Lee Harvey, Oswald McMullen in the face.
At AID itself, we are not going to let this injustice happen. Congress created this agency with the Foreign Assistance Act of 1961. And if you want to change it, you got to change that law. It is a matter of statute. It's a matter for Congress to deal with, not an unelected billionaire oligarch named Elon Musk.
Sorry, that's as loud as it goes. Can't get it any louder.
And Elon, if you want to run AID, get nominated by Trump and go to the Senate, and good luck in getting confirmed.
He'd get confirmed, dude. He would. This is why it should have been AOC. He would get confirmed. You can't talk tough like that. They just confirmed Pete fucking Hegseth. He would get confirmed.
I want to say to all the employees of AID, we are with you. We will stand with you shoulder to shoulder. This may be a long and difficult struggle and fight, but we're with you. Don't give up. Keep the fight. And remember, the mission is so sacred, saving lives all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you for inspiring nobody.
And let me give to you a fighter from the beautiful state of Hawaii, where the weather, I think, is different than today here. Senator Schatz of Hawaii.
Really rolling out the B squad here.
If you want to change an agency, introduce a bill and pass a law. You cannot wave away an agency that you don't like or that you disagree with by executive order or by literally storming into the building and taking over the servers. That is not how the American system of government works. That's number one. Number two is...
Yeah, but it is now. It is right fucking now. And you guys, this is nothing. We're gonna fight. We're gonna do everything. What do you mean by that? Well, we're gonna try and convince Republicans to do the right thing. You storm. You go. You get your asses in that building. You go see what's going on. You do something. Like if everybody else in Washington's playing by a different set of rules, and you're like, this is against the rules. Cool. Yeah, we know. We all know. Everybody here, everybody in the audience, that vagabond behind him. Who the shit is this? Who the shit is this? Santa Claus got Ozempic. Go do something, please. Please fucking do something. Real Americans are going to the streets. Real Americans are doing real things. Please, for the love of God, go do something.
It is true that there will be suffering all over the world. There already is suffering all over the world as a result of this. But it's not just that.
Oh.
It's that instability from starvation and disease will visit us in the United States of America. There is a reason that USAID is an arm of American foreign policy, and it is because we understand that a stable world means a stable America. And in the last 10 days, Donald Trump has done more to destabilize things across the planet.
Yeah, cool synopsis, bro. Cool.
Than perhaps any other president in recent memory. And one final point, and I know my colleagues from especially Virginia and Maryland feel very strongly about this. They are counting on some sense of inevitability. This is a bluff. It is a harmful, dangerous, killer bluff. But
no, it's not. It's not a bluff. It's not a bluff. It's all written down. This is Project 2025. What, you think Project 2025 is a bluff? This isn't a bluff. They wrote down the plan. We read the plan. They're doing the plan. It's not a bluff. They're going to stop doing this. Just you wait and see.
They don't have
Jesus
the law
Christ,
on their side.
Democrats don't have spines.
And so every civil servant, every contractor, every individual who is scared, stand in solidarity with each other, because if we are going to push back on this kind of autocratic behavior, it's not just members of Congress that have to stand up. And we will.
Yeah, we know, because you're not. They are. You're not. They're standing in solidarity. You are not. Where were you guys this weekend? What, y'all needed to take a few days off? Things were a little tough on you this weekend? You couldn't show up for the American people this weekend? You guys couldn't go out and hit the streets this weekend? You couldn't go sit with those people who were trying to be forced out of their jobs? They, shout out, by the way, W's in the chat for every single person in the administrative state who is saying, I'm going to go to work and it's going to fucking suck, but I'm doing it for the greater good. Good for them. You guys aren't doing anything. You haven't given us anything. All 4 people have stood up and said, this is bad. Okay, what's your plan? You keep saying you're going to do everything possible. Okay, what? What are you going to do?
It is all of us together. And now I want to introduce one of my heroes, Jamie Raskin.
There we go. Let's see. Here's somebody we know usually has some courage.
Elon Musk.
Lick my balls. Say it.
Elon Musk, you didn't create USAID. The United States Congress did for the American people.
Heard that already.
And just like Elon Musk did not create USAID, he doesn't have the power to destroy it. And who's going to...
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, he doesn't? Because it sure as shit seems like he does. Sure as shit seems like he has the power.
stop him? We are.
How?
We're going to stop him.
How?
Elon Musk, you may have illegally seized power over the financial payment systems of the United States Department of Treasury, but you don't control the money of the American people. The United States Congress does that.
Doesn't seem like it. Seems like he's controlling it. This is not, he's doing things that are not within the rules. Yeah, we know. We know.
Under Article 1 of the Constitution. And just like the president who is elected to something cannot impound the money of the people, we don't have a fourth branch.
Looks like he can. Looks like he sure as shit can. And remember last time he tried to impound the money to Ukraine and you guys are like, oh, you're so fucked, dude. And then nothing happened. He just got impeached and then nothing else happened. This is feckless. This is spineless.
Of government called Elon Musk, and that's going to become real clear. This illegal, unconstitutional interference with congressional power is threatening lives all over the world. I'm hearing from my constituents who work for USAID and USAID contractors in Maryland, in Washington, all over the world, and they're telling us that this is a killer in terms of their cutoff of HIV and AIDS preemption. It's a killer in terms of anti-malarial education. It's a killer in terms of all of that.
So who said that? Does anybody, Jamie, does anybody know what they can do? Yeah, they can do the same goddamn thing Elon Musk is doing. They can occupy those buildings. They can sit there and make sure that nobody does anything illegal. And when Elon sends in his teenagers that start giving orders, they can force Donald Trump to use military police or Capitol Police or DC Police or whoever he wants, Secret Service. He can force, all of them could force Donald Trump to put them in jail. That's what they can do. If Elon Musk isn't playing by the rules, they can do the same thing. Elon Musk says, oh, we got to pause that aid. Go in there and say, don't pause the aid. He has no authority to pause aid. He can't do it. Let the money flow. They can do the exact same thing Elon Musk is doing, but they're giving a press conference instead.
The efforts to shut down global viruses. Now, I don't know what Elon Musk's intentions are. I don't know what Elon Musk's motivations are. I don't know what his purposes are, but they've got nothing to do with what has been lawfully adopted by the people of the United States of America.
Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah, and then what? They're in jail? Yeah. Yeah. And then the whole world sees, and the whole country sees that Donald Trump is locking up his political opponents for standing up to the Constitution. Yeah. Some people need to go to, some people are going to have to go to jail. Some people might get hurt. But this press conference isn't doing a goddamn thing. Not one goddamn thing. This doesn't move the needle a bit for anybody.
Through the Congress of the United States, we're going to defend USAID all the way.
Okay, let's see. Let me issue a caveat. The only way, if like this is a good plan, if they know they have Republican support, if they've got a dozen or so Republicans that are going to get on board with them, and they can use the actual powers of Congress to stop this, fine. Then I'll apologize to all of them. I just don't think they have that.
And I want to say finally this. I've heard some murmurings in support of this outrageous, scandalous, illegal maneuver that they just need some time to do some studies for evaluations. Well, I've heard from multiple constituents working in USAID that they have removed all evaluations from the USAID website, and they have shut down immediately, as of right now, all of the evaluations taking place of USAID efforts all over the world. This has nothing to do with evaluation. This is about termination and obliteration of the major foreign aid programs of the United States of America, all of which together total less than $40 billion. We have a Pentagon budget of $900 billion. The Pentagon budget is where the defense contractor Elon Musk, who became the richest man in the world off of our money, he collects his payments from, and now he's trying to shut down USAID. We're not going to allow this to happen. It will not stand.
I muted. I don't know what's going on with Ozempic Santa. What is going on with him? I don't know if he's crying. He does not look like he's doing okay.
Hanging up from the free state of Maryland, Congressman Johnny Oshesky.
Freaking lurch, dude.
Good afternoon, all. I might be new to this, but I grew up in a steel town, and we're tough as hell.
Why don't they just have this guy like take all the logins and shit and put it up someplace high? Maybe that's what we do.
We know how to fight, and we're gonna fight like hell.
How?
Because our phones have been ringing off the hook.
We heard that already.
Constituents terrified by what President Trump and Elon Musk have been doing since their very first moment in office, which is...
Oh, he has Parkinson's?
Congress.
Okay, I feel fucking horrible now. Thank you. Whoever said that, Deanna, thank you for that. He just wasn't doing that before. I apologize. Who is Ozempic Santa? What's his name?
Ignoring the law.
Yeah, I feel like a
and
dirtbag.
Defying the will of the American people. Congress has appropriated foreign assistance to protect U.S. interests and global stability. The Trump freeze on foreign assistance has halted vital humanitarian aid and medical deliveries that have already been paid for. It's not only a complete waste of American tax dollars, it's directly ceding the competition for influence to U.S. adversaries like China. And most importantly, it's jeopardizing our safety here at home. Prison guards overseeing thousands of ISIS combatants in Syria walked off the job after their pay was frozen until a waiver was thrown together after the fact. Let me say that again. Prisoner guards overseeing thousands of ISIS combatants walked off the job. This is real life, this is serious, and this is dangerous. We're also deeply concerned about the hardworking civil servants who woke up this morning and found their agency virtually dismantled under the cloak of darkness. As has been said, and I'm just a bumpkin American government teacher, but I know this, USAID is an independent agency by law, and changing that law, as has been said, requires an act of Congress.
No, it doesn't, because they just did it, and you guys can't do shit about it. So, like, it's so frustrating. Cool. Are you going to say anything? Is anybody else going to speak? All right, let's see. We got, all right, maybe there's a shot here. Chris Murphy. Please save this, Chris Murphy.
I am grateful to be standing here with incredibly patriotic and smart colleagues who join me in this outrage and who commit to doing whatever we can to stop this assault. I am pleased now to introduce one of those individuals leading the charge, the senator from Connecticut, Senator Chris Murphy.
This is the only one I have hope. I had a little hope for Raskin.
So, Elon Musk has been floating all sorts of awful, terrible conspiracy theories about what happens at USAID. Let's make it very clear that every single day, America is safer because of what happens at USAID. USAID fights terrorist groups all across this world, making sure that we address the underlying causes for a retreat to terrorism. USAID chases China all around the world, making sure that China doesn't monopolize contracts for critical minerals and
Cursive red lettering spelled out vlog.
Port infrastructure all around the world. It supports freedom fighters everywhere in this world. Up until yesterday, delivering firewood, for instance, to the brave Ukrainian defenders on the Eastern Front. But let's not pull any punches about why this is happening. Elon Musk makes billions of dollars based off of his business with China. And China is cheering at this action today. There is no question that the billionaire class trying to take over our government right now is doing it based on self-interest. Their belief that if they can make us weaker in the world, if they can elevate their business partners all around the world, that they will gain the benefit. But there's another reason this is happening. They're shuttering agencies and sending employees home in order to create the illusion that they're saving money in order to do what? Pass a giant tax cut for billionaires and corporations.
True.
Right? This is all a smokescreen, a shell game, in order to turn this government over to a handful of unelected billionaires and corporate interests, and we are not going to let them do that. So we will use every power that we have in our disposal in the United States Senate.
And what else?
My colleagues will do the same thing in the House.
And what else?
This is a constitutional crisis that we are in today. Let's call it what it is. The people get to decide how we defend the United States of America. The people.
Yeah, and we're asking you to goddamn do something. We're asking you to do something, like anything, just like one thing. Like, that's what we're asking.
Get to decide how their taxpayer money is spent. Elon Musk does not get to decide.
Yes, he does.
We are weaker today than we were yesterday. China sees that, Russia sees that, and they will take advantage. Our job and your job together is to raise our voices, raise the alarm so that this crisis,
Yeah, nothing profound to say. Exactly, John.
this emboldening of our enemies doesn't last a second longer than it has to. Thank you, everybody, for being here today. Really, really important.
Not important. Not even remotely
Let me
important.
introduce my colleague from the House, Representative Elon Omar.
Thank you, Senator.
Please.
It is really, really a sad day in America. We are witnessing a constitutional crisis. We talked about Trump wanting to be a dictator on day one, and here we
This
are.
meeting could have been an email.
This is what the beginning of dictatorship looks like. When you gut the Constitution and you install yourself as the sole power, that is how dictators are made. What Trump and Elon and all of their cronies are trying to do is take away the constitutional power of Congress. We get to decide. We have the power of the purse. We get to decide where money is allocated, and it's the executive's power to make sure that that money gets to where it needs to get.
And what you can do about that is you can impeach. And you're not going to be able to impeach because Republicans control Congress. So all the powers that you have, all the checks that you have, you can't use. This is silly. I'm sorry. It's just silly. What are you going to do? The checks and balances have been subverted. The Republicans are in on the take. They want this. They're all applauding it. They're all standing by and cheering while Trump does it. And we do live in a democracy, and we do live in under this Constitution, and you don't have the votes to do anything. So you got to do something different.
We talk about civil servants being let go. What we are talking about is not saving money. It's essentially saying they can get paid while they're home and their work doesn't get done on behalf of the American people. It is us, taxpayers, who are being ripped off.
There you go. That's a
It
little
is
better.
us, taxpayers, who are not getting the resources that we paid into. So I ask the American people, do you want people at home and getting a paycheck and not providing services to you? The answer is no. Do you want the executive making the only decisions in this country, or do you want the elected representatives that you sent to Washington making those policies? I am exceptionally upset about USAID.
Do something.
I lived in a refugee camp for 4 years as a child surviving civil war. It is the essential programs that USAID provided that kept my family and I fed and safe.
Thanks, Roy, for the super chat.
It is the resources that so many people around the world rely on. And it is our soft power.
Soft is
Oftentimes,
right.
people interact with our country through the military. That does not create love for us, and it certainly does not keep us safe. When the world interacts with Americans through programs that provide essential need, they get to see the heart and compassion of the American people. When someone is struggling because their bridge broke down, when USAID comes in and helps fix that bridge, that creates goodwill for the American people. When people are dying of malaria and there is medication through USAID, that creates goodwill for the American people. When people are fleeing and they need just a little bit of food and USAID is there to provide that, that creates goodwill for the American people. Privileged billionaires who don't give a damn about America And Americans should not be making decisions that put Americans at harm. And a billionaire that hasn't been vetted, has not gone through confirmation, has not been elected by the American people, who we still do not understand what in the world he's doing.
Yes, we do.
Should not be telling American employees that they cannot access the building they work at. What kind of country is this man turning our country into?
What are you going to do?
What kind of country are we becoming? It is embarrassing to read the headlines about free America.
Exclamation
where one
mark
man
TDS
is
Elon
walking
can lick
around
Jay's balls.
like he is the boss of all of us, and we don't know who put him
Thanks,
in
Ash.
charge. And it is time for us to put an end to that. Now I have the privilege and honor of introducing one of my heroes and great mentor, Representative Jim McGovern.
Are we going to do I don't, how much more of this do I have to watch? Are you going to say anything?
This is a brazen attempt
Yeah,
on
we know.
Musk.
What are you doing?
Maybe that's why Musk hates USAID. This is an agency that represents the very best of America, and it keeps us safe. And by creating a more stable world, it keeps America
Okay, so he's
safe.
going to read some prepared.
Enough is enough.
Okay.
We will not stand for this. This is illegal, this is wrong, and this is unconstitutional. It takes an act of Congress.
All right, I honestly don't care. Whatever. Cool. Maybe they have a plan at the end. I don't care anymore. I'm you're just blowing smoke up. The other side is doing what they want to do. They're not following any of the rules. And you're like, they're not following the rules. We all know. Nobody is confused about whether or not they're following the rules. Everybody knows they're not following the rules. So if you guys hear something, if they bring up a plan, let me know. But I'm not watching that shit anymore.